I heard the original title was supposed to be called The Setup. That was the original title for the movie.
Okay, I didn't know about that one. But, I mean, there was scenes cut, so, I mean, there is probably stuff out there they're just keeping in the can for whatever reason. But leading to the next question, this film has great action scenes from the fight scenes and lots of gunplay action. What makes the action scenes work?
You know, I think because this was a time when buddy movies were slowly starting. Of course, in the 80s, 48 hours.
I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
Of course, it went on.
Good.
Go on. I'll be right back.
Sorry. Yeah, of course, it went on with 48 hours, and of course, with Miami Vice, that was a big example of buddy movies and buddies and cops in the 80s, and then it went on to Tango and Cash. I think what made Tango and Cash different to those other buddy cop movies is that it wasn't like over huge and over the top like the scene with the RV. You know, it was epic. It was like something they would call like cheesy, which I'm getting sick and tired of that word. You know, it was like a TV show, like the A-Team. You know, it was like tongue in cheek. You know, you didn't really expect that from other buddy cop movies at that time. Lethal Weapon, it was still fun, but it was greedy. 48 Hours, it was greedy. Miami Vice, it had that tongue in cheek, but it was on TV. But Tango and Cash was like the first buddy movie to just say fuck all this. We're gonna go all out. We don't care. We're gonna do everything. This is the 80s. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a buddy movie our way, and they pulled it off very well. Of course, the scene where they have the two guns and they're all the same. It was like something out of a video game, like Contra. You know, these two guys. You talk about the one-man army thing. And that was another thing about buddy cop movies. It was almost like a two-man army in a way.
Yeah, to me, the action scenes worked, and you know, it was complemented by the two great, our two leads. You know, Stallone and Kurt Russell. I mean, this is still the 80s when the action scenes were well shot and you could understood what was going on. Unlike today where they have to shape the camera up. It's a lot of quick edits and quick jumps. But to me, the action scenes worked. Lots of gunplay. And the chemistry between the two main characters really complements the action. Especially in the final act when they break into the facility and they're hunting down Jack Palance's and his goons and stuff, and just a lot of well played action and a lot of great practical action, explosions.
I love the scene, and I love of course, the classic, the ending scene where they killed Jack Palance, where at the same time Stallone still has his gun, and Cash, he has that gun in his boot thing, a gun hidden under his boot, and they shot him in the head at the same time. That was so badass when he shoot him at the head at the same time. It was like a double barrel shotgun. He just, oh man.
That pizza looks good, by the way.
It's not delivery, it's Delicio.
Okay.
I love the fight sequences. The choreography. Sly's choreography in that, his fight style in that is great. Very well done.
I mean, even from the beginning, it opens up with the action sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And, Stallone hunting, trying to stop Robert Zadar, his character. And in the second act, it's more about them banding together and trying to put aside their differences to unite to fight Jack Palance and his goons, and the action. I mean, like I said, nowadays you don't really see action scenes done that way. It's kind of a lost technique. Like they don't want to go that route anymore because it looks cheap or whatever. But
fuck that. They need to grow their balls. It's a new year. They need to grow their balls back and take risks again. Now, of course. The scene I want to mention is the scene with the skyline scene where they had to escape on the skyline. I thought that was well shot as well with the music as well.
Yeah. That's great.
With the hook and the chain, Robert Zadar. Wow. Oh, yeah. He's like, come on, puppy. He's like dragging him all over the place. Amazing.
Yeah, he has a fun comeuppance.
Yeah. Jam.
Of course, and now speaking of fight scenes, I love the scene where they're about to fight these guys in the prison, and and Cash had this history with this bad guy, and Cash said, "Why did you hit him?" "I was having a bad day." Like now. And they both punched the guys at the same time.
And the fight choreography is so crazy. Like one guy goes through the fucking the dryer hole, like the glass, like the glass for the dryer. So I just like rams them through. A lot of Sly's moves in there are insane. Like he's like hitting people in the throat and like all like face connects, you know, like throwing punches back all the time, throwing their attacks back at them, kind of like, wow.
Yeah. It's different from, let's say, Rambo 3, but I think Stallone does a great job with the fights and the choreography. And Kurt Russell, you know, being Kurt Russell and kicking ass. I mean, he's got a little bit of Jack Burton and Snake Plissken in there, if you want to look at it. Kind of a combination of those two guys, where he's a renegade, he's a guy that has his crack, and at the same time he'll kick ass when he has to. So just, I think they did a great job in the action department. And again, with the practical action pieces, you know, with the gunplay and the squibs and the explosions, it's all done practical, and I miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like. And speaking of what you mentioned with Stallone, this movie in Rambo 3 was like the first time we show Stallone doing a little martial arts, because he was most known for Rocky, you know, doing boxing. But Rambo 3 and Tango Cash, you see some scenes where he's doing martial arts, you know, the roundhouse kick and everything. That was like the first time you see Stallone doing that type of stuff. It was different for him.
I found too, like a lot Kurt Russell's moves in this, a lot of them connected more. Like for example, when he's shooting the bad guys at the end, when they get out of those big Tonka truck things, and he's like shooting the bad guys. A lot more of his shots actually connect, where you see squibs go off, than Sly's. I found you get much more of a connection of his hits towards the bad guys.
Now, I know you mentioned earlier about the third act kind of being rushed. Like, what do you mean by that?
I just felt like it could have been maybe 10 or 15 minutes longer. Like, I felt like it could have been a 2-hour movie rather than like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever it was, 43 minutes.
Okay, because
that would make even epic. I agree.
Yeah, because I kind of felt like that whole showdown from when they get there to the end, I kind of felt like that wasn't long enough. But that's like my only like pick at the movie.
Okay.
You know, besides that, I love everything.
I mean, you gotta think about like we mentioned earlier about this film technically having two directors, and one that took over in the third act. You know, so he probably was wanting to get the shit done.
Yeah.
They're on a deadline. That's probably what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can agree in a way. Maybe, you know, you could have added a little bit more fluff here in the action. You know, there were some good action pieces, you know, sets in the third act, but, you know, maybe you could have amped up a little bit more. You know?
Yeah. I know watching it this time, it did, like, there was a lot of things I forgot about. Like, I forgot that they drove into the place. You know, they drove over all the guns and weaponry and stuff. I forgot about that. I didn't remember that from before. And, you know, a lot of the maze stuff I kind of forgot about. It's always fun to see Owen on the television in the truck, and he's like, "Why aren't you guys talking to me anymore?"
Come on, say something. Of course, another scene. I want to mention about that scene where Kurt Russell says, "I'm going to go for it, Cash." No, he's like, "No." And when they jump, it's like they both yell. Stallone yells no, and Kurt Russell yells yes at the same time.
Not a scratch on it. Not a scratch.
But just a great job with the action overall. I mean, you guys have any overall thoughts on the action?
Oh, I thought it was great.
You know what? I think, you know... I'm sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was just saying, I thought it was great. I think it was really well executed. You know, for the time restraint that they had, I think it was really great edited, how they edited that together. Because that takes a lot of time. Sorry?
So they pulled one out of their ass, you could say.
Yeah, definitely.
But moving to the next question, do you think there should have been a sequel? Thoughts on the sequel and when they could have done it?
I think they should have done it right after the first movie, maybe 91. I know the first movie didn't do very well, but I'm sure it did well on VHS. And it would have been great, Tango and Cash, coming back together. Of course, at the end, that classic scene where they're on the newspaper, Tango and Cash back on the force, they're heroes again. I think maybe for a sequel, maybe it kind of deals with Tango dealing with the fact that Cash is now dating his sister, and they might get married, and they have to work together and trying to keep their personal lives aside with the whole marriage thing, kind of like with Lethal Weapon, dealing with that, and then while they're still trying to solve this case, another cool back and forth between the two, and have more even bigger action. Bring back the RV, can fix it up even more. And it would be cool if we had the RV like driving around Los Angeles or chasing the bad guys. Kind of like 10 times better in the Dark Knight. It would have been 10 times better than that city scene, the Dark Knight Rises. It would have been more better if they did that with Tango and Cash too, in a way.
I would love to see them have their own task force of just them up against all the corrupt police. Driving around with that, and like you said, having that whole angle with the sister, and just having Owen as their guy, always building them stuff, and having their own little section of the force, where they just focus on corruption within gangsters dealing through the police force, so that kind of thing never happens to anyone else again.
That would have been a cool plot, actually. I mean, Jeffrey Lewis, maybe you could have him play a bad guy.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And we had to mention the classic line. I can't believe we never mentioned it. Foobar.
Foobar, yes.
Yeah.
What is Foobar? Fucked up beyond recognition.
Absolutely.
And that was the guy in Over the Top has it on his shirt. The grizzly guy. I think it's the grizzly guy.
Maybe that's where it came from.
The guy who drinks the oil.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the guy who takes Sly down the first time. He has Foobar. He's wearing a green military shirt that says Foobar.
I think they should have. I mean, if you think around what kind of time they could have done a sequel, maybe around. I don't know if I would have it in 1990, because if you think about that year, just a lot of big films came out. It was such a big year. I mean, Home Alone, Ghost, Die Hard 2, Ninja Turtles, Total Recall, a lot of films that year. 91, I mean, you had T2. I would say probably 92.
Yeah, around the Falling Down era.
Yeah, because that.
Could you imagine a Tango and Cash 2 done by the director who did Falling Down? That whole look and that whole era, with the music that was coming out, the street music and everything, the alternative explosion, the grunge movement, that would have been fantastic.
And it was directed by Joel Schumacher, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And the reason I say 92 is because if you would have had, I mean, even that same year, you had Kurt Russell do Captain Ron, so you still have a little bit of fun Kurt Russell there, and Unlawful Entry I think came out that same year too.
I would have said 96 because that was the time he did Escape from L.A., the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also say 92 because it kind of would have been an appetizer for great things to come with Stallone a year later.
Yeah. Demolition and Judge Dredd and... Yeah.
Demolition Man and Cliffhanger. So you probably, you would have had Tango and Cash 2 came out in 92. There's a little bit of a gap there as far as let's say 3 years after the first one, and Stallone is back, but greater things are coming with him. So